Yo, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report here on the Piper Academy Network. I am Army Piper, and today we got a little bit of red in the past hour here. Market opening this morning, giving some sell-off for us, and now we're crypto following suit with all of the stock market, guys. Also, taking a look at the chart right now, guys, we are getting a little bit of a downside move right here. We got a little bounce on one of the chart prime trend lines right there. Got a nice little bounce. It popped up, and now we're starting to get that pullback also. The reason why for that? It's the VIX. We're going to talk about the VIX today. Also, guys, we're going to be taking a look at the VIX options, what that means for the market sell-off, and some market price manipulation on Bitcoin. All that and a whole lot more. Everything you need to know about crypto today right here on the Piper Academy Network. You guys know what time it is. Let's go. Class in session. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us here on the Piper Academy Network. We go live every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 30 minutes after the market open every Monday through Friday. And we appreciate all of you guys being here. We're going to do a little bit of a change out today on the structure of this. We're going to go ahead and jump in on Bitcoin. I want to give you guys an update on where we are in Bitcoin right now overall, and then we'll get into the news here in a little bit. Right now, though, guys, let's jump over to the chart. Taking a look at Bitcoin here on the 4-hour chart, we are seeing again this bounce that we had here on the auto printed trend lines. It was our previous resistance. We had a breakout, came back and retested it many 4-hour candles later. And now we are seeing that we do have a strong sell indication. We came up, did a little liquidity grab, and then back down we are going. This all coming on the back of yesterday with the S&P setting a new all-time high. So sell off today, kind of expected. And then on top of that, some VIX options closeouts today, which have historically led to sell-off in the markets in whole in general. Taking a look over here on the Piper Sniper kit right now, guys, the only things that are looking strong on the hourly is Ethereum and Litecoin right now. Everything else has either got no target or a negative target here for the, like this would be a short, this would be short, and this would be short, obviously, and Bitcoin is one of those. Looking at the 4-hour, though, we got a lot of stuff either showing no target or sell pressure going on there. So, looking at this auto printed fib here, guys, this is the line that we've been talking about for a while and said it's very important to hold. We did get a breakthrough it yesterday, but we pulled back above for a support bounce on here again. And this is going to be on the auto printed fibs here. Golden pocket coming all the way down here at $72,000, platinum pocket all the way down at 62. So right now we're holding this 236 pretty well and trading inside of a fixed range volume profile range here. That is the two white lines. That is your trade range for the fixed range volume profile going all the way back to for November of 2024. So right now, just kind of boring sideways consolidation taking place still. If we do come down that lower level, that value area low of the fixed range volume profile coming in at 90,964. However, I do want to show you over here on the BTC one, guys, we do have a CME gap that we have not closed yet. We did bounce off of it here on Monday morning, early Monday morning. We did get a rejection off of that, but we still have not closed out that CME gap. That CME gap is going to be a gap up, meaning the price will bounce up to close it out. And that is coming in at about 97,855 right now. So keep that in mind too. We do have some reasons for price to go up, but right now, I do think that we're going to see some lower levels here. Looking at the monthly pivot levels right now, monthly support coming in off of the prime pivots is going to be coming in at 91,175, but the monthly pivot level right now, guys, is 89,157 coming in off of this previous point back here for the monthly pivots. Let's go over and take another look here. Let's check out the daily. Daily, we do have a support line coming in on the the predictive ranges here. This is going to be our lower support level here. And here soon, we're going to have a daily dynamic reactor coming right into line for confluence here. It's going to be a critical time to watch price action, because if the dynamic reactor comes up into the support range and we don't bounce off of that and we continue to grind under, we could get stuck beneath it, get a rejection off of a retest on that, and down we go. This is especially concerning when you take a look at the weekly right now on Bitcoin, because we do have the histogram on the MACD normalized. We do have a bearish signal that crossed here on the weekly also, and we have a long way to go on this heat map for the RSI. This is the relative strength index. turned into candles and then turned into Heikin-Ashi candles, and it gives you these nice little, hey, here's a sell-off point. Well, look at that. That was a sell-off point. Go back a little bit further. Hey, look, here's a sell-off point right there, and it was a sell-off point. So right now, we are seeing that this is a continuation here. Despite going sideways, this cool-off here is happening, and this could catch up very quickly with this RSI. All of the ribbons and everything all pushing to the downside, and money flow also. That's that yellow line there. Money flow also telling us on the higher time frame that money flow is going bearish on us. So I just wanted to show you that on the weekly so that you had a good overview. Looking here at the Pi cycle top indicator, guys, we are still holding the lower moving average of the Pi cycle indicator as our support. And I told you yesterday, we do have this range up here of resistance above us. This is a trend-based fib extension that comes off of the low to high to low. So this is coming off of the low back in here to the high of 2021 to the low of 2022. And that trend-based fib, 3 points, gives us this target, which historically has been Bitcoin topping. We had one outlier here back in 2017, but traditionally that range every cycle has given us a top side, and we've rejected off of that level twice now. So the squeeze that we have of this top side sell-off on the 786, this is the 0.786 fib, or excuse me, 618 fib. This has been our top side so far, and then we've got this moving average here of the Pi cycle that we need to hold as support, because when we don't, that typically gives us indication that, hey, you could have some downside. You see here it started to pull, that slowed down the upper move, and that gave us the cross Pi cycle top. Go back here, Pi cycle top. You see what I'm saying? So if we get this price to start to either continue sideways or start to come down underneath this, and this becomes our resistance, this will bring our top moving line down, and then that could signal our cross, which would be a bad thing because historically Pi cycle indicator has indicated the top. Looking at the channel of where we are right now still, guys, we are still stuck between the platinum pocket and the golden pocket of the Fibonacci's. That's going to be your 786 and your 618. And historically, this is the entire history of Bitcoin. We do tend to trade above the golden pocket. So I would like to see us get a breakout above that. But as of right now, for this entire cycle, we have been stuck between the golden pocket and the platinum pocket. So that 618 and that 786 is right above us. That currently, that 618 is coming in at about 124,000. That bottom side of this is coming in right now at about $69,000. So, I would rather just see us continue in the channel. Just give us a grind up the channel for the rest of the cycle. I'll be happy with that. But that's what I'm seeing on Bitcoin right now. Let's kick it over to OC, see if he's what he's seeing on the charts, anything of interest, and then we'll get into the news. OC, what are you seeing in the charts right now that's giving you some interest? Let's drop it over to your chart, man.
Absolutely. So I got a couple of things in here that we have been ringing. First of all, let me go over gold. I love gold, right? Man, I miss you, TradeFly. Hopefully you're here sooner. But there we go. We were taking 10% out somewhere around these areas. In fact, it was more like in here. In the meantime, I communicated with my fiance. Remember, she's one controlling the gold purchases, right? And account. And then what happening? Basically, we're back in the same zone. We need to be careful at these areas because look at that, we're rounding down in here. I was expecting to maybe have a round up at the zero line with maybe following this trend line here. But it seems like while we tried to break it, we were not really breaking it. So be careful on gold. We could be going for a little bit of a range. That means visiting somewhere around 2,892. So if you are in gold, make sure to take some profits. Another one that it's important to me, it's Meta. So I always compare Bitcoin market cap with Meta market cap. So we have kind of like a basic understanding on what's going on, right? How big is it Bitcoin in the big scheme of things, right? But also Meta, look at that. I was expecting a retracement, a multi-candle retracement, right? As you can see here. One of my alerts, in fact, it ring today, as you might be seeing right here. It was, where is it? Creating the February the 11th. and then was triggered today in the morning at 8:25 a.m. my time. So right now it's 9:09. Basically for a possible entry, but are we there yet? Not yet. I don't see any support areas. I still need to check out for my order blocks. But something important to note is that remember what we're looking for, or what we were looking for, the flip of the ribbon. Are we there yet? We're almost there yet, but we still need to wait for some support to come into play, and then start indicating us that we could be bouncing from it. Let me just go very quick through my indicators. And man, I just don't see much. There we go. Just this itty bitty tiny candle. Sorry, area here at 685. Maybe some more downside for Meta could be an opportunity to bounce back up and re-enter. Keep an eye on Meta. Next up, I might show virtuals, near and link, BNB, because we talked about those yesterday. But let's just keep going with this show, because I think you have pretty good information for us.
Absolutely. Give a shout out to the chat here real fast. Got Alexander G in the house, Ninja Glock, Ahsoka Tano, I should say. Man, I can't say that name fast, and I know the character well from Star Wars. Average Crypto Joe, Jesse Gallick in here with us. The OC guy, of course, he's right here next to me. Dusty Hunt, Donato Cabrera. I think I said that twice. Good enough to say it twice. That's good. Jeffrey Stone, Cypher, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? Randy, Papa Randy in the house with us. Robert Mulligan in here with us also. T Fada. I know the OGs, the Otter Gang came and joined us over here. Airdropper 007. What's up? Good morning to you. Melissa also in the house with us. Who else? Am I missing anybody? I am. Trade Intuition. A lot of people. Man, you guys are just blowing up the chat today. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Andrea, I see you. Dave Digital, I see you. Alex O Crypto, I see you in here, bro. Appreciate everybody that's joining us over here today. Let's go jump into the news. Oh, Wix Wife 589. Two dubs is in the house. I appreciate everyone that's joined us here.
Yeah, that's my alumni. You know what I mean.
You guys are why I do what I do. Let's go jump over to the news. Emma Coiner, I see you too. Let's go jump into this news and let's talk about what we're seeing over there today, guys. Because we do have some sell-off news, but there's also some indication that there might be a little bit of manipulation going on out there. Let me turn on my mask. I got a line. There we go. Taking a look here at the dashboard, guys, current risk levels right now on crypto, 39.6%. Keeping it low on the social side, the social indicator, social media indicator, which is YouTube, X, and so on and so forth, not giving us much fear on that, but the on chain is breaking up that above that 50% level. So overall, 39.6% risk level. Looking at total market cap right now, it's at $3.15 trillion. The trend line for this, the median, is coming in at $3.48 trillion. So we're undervalued currently in the total crypto market cap by about 9.5%. Looking here at current Bitcoin risk levels, this is going to be 57.2%, and then market dominance for Bitcoin is with stables, it's at 60.31%. We'll keep an eye out for that 71%. That's going to be a key level to watch. And then without stables, it's a little bit under 65% market dominance when you take those stables out. Let's go take a look at the fear and greed. Let's click this, go over here, fear and greed. Let's go check it out. Fear and greed right now coming in on Bitcoin at 44. We're in fear, classified as fear after that sell-off yesterday. So that's what we're seeing on Into the Cryptoverse today. Let's jump over and take a look at the liquidations. Past 24 hours, 108,488 traders were liquidated. Total liquidations coming in at $272 million worth of liquidations over the past day. Largest single liquidation order happened on Binance. Just Bitcoin, $7.58 million on a single trade got liquidated there. Move into the crypto bubbles. Take a look at these prices. Bitcoin currently right now sitting at 95,744. It's flat for the day, down on the hour here. Ethereum down on the day about 0.1%, not a whole lot. Last hour though, erased 1%. It was up a little bit, guys. XRP is still holding on the daily by 0.1%, sitting at $2.58, down on the hourly also. BNB down on the daily and the hourly, sitting at 651. Solana is up for the day, but losing 1.3% in the last hour. I think we're going to see a continuation of downside move there too, and erase that 0.9% on Solana. Doge is flat for the day, down 1.1 on the hour at 25 cents. Cardano is at position number 9 on the market cap, down 3.1%. Tron It's holding up though, up 2.7%, sitting at 24 cents right now at number 10 on the position there. Chainlink down 1%. I know Link is getting ready to be done by OC with some TA. So right now it's at 1778. We'll see what he thinks is going to happen with it. Litecoin, guys. We've been talking about Litecoin on this channel for going on close to 3 weeks, and I said keep an eye on Litecoin. It's going to start getting some movement. And what do we have here? Litecoin up 6.7% on the daily, down 0.4 on the hourly, so less than a lot of the others, and it has moved up 3 more spots to number 12. Litecoin continuing to climb up the market cap, taking it away from Stellar Lumens. It has lost 2 positions here, still up 2% on the daily though, down about 1% on the hourly. SUI is up 1.8% at $3.16, holding its 14th position. Avalanche dropping 2 spots. That's one of the 3 that took that Litecoin took away. Avalanche dropping down after being down 1.2% on the daily. It is $23.47, sitting at number 15. Shiba Inu up flat for the day. It's flat, down 1% on the hourly, moving it up 2 spots to number 16. And then we got Leo token. That's that native token for the decentralized exchange. And then HBAR up 3.3%. It is sitting at number 18 now, 21 cents. And Ton coin dropping 3 spots to number 19, down on the daily, down on the hourly at $3.52. And then wrapping it out, number 20, it's Hyperliquid, guys, down 3.4%. That is also going to be a decentralized play down today on that. So let's take a look at the stock market, give this a refreshy fresh, and let's go take a look at the Dow Jones and everything here. Dow Jones down to about 0.3% here on the opening. S&P down about 0.25%. The Nasdaq down about 0.4%. Everything's red. Russell 2K down over 0.5%. What's up? What's green? It's the VIX. And I told you guys earlier that the VIX has some options closings today that are going to happen, and that's why we're seeing this sell-off, in my opinion. Just one humble man's opinion. We'll talk about that here in a minute. I got an article on that. Let's go check out the bonds, because I'm pretty sure the 10 years up. Yep, 10 years up to 4.552% right now, getting that rebound up 5%. That's the danger mark. We'll see if this stays below 4.7 for now. That would be a good sign. And then gold making another rebound again, heading back to $3,000 after hitting an all-time high, sitting at $2,953. Silver is down, copper is down, platinum is down, palladium is down. Gold is the rallying metal for today. Let's go look at the economic calendar. We have a 30-year fixed rate mortgage rate coming in at 6.93%. So if you guys are looking to buy a house, there's your average rate right now in the United States for 30-year fixed rate, 6.93%, really high. I am blessed to be sitting on a 2.49%, and I don't know that I'm going to sell this house just because of that. Building permits, guys, we did get building permits for preliminary filings for January. Was at 1.482 million. They thought it would be like 1.46, 1.47, dropping down from where it was at. Actually came in just slightly above it at 1.483 million. So a lot of homes being building permits being filed. Housing starts, how many of them actually got started though? That's way lower. So a lot of these things, they got the approvals, right? But now they're waiting to build because they're worried about tariff costs or whatever the thing may be. But a lot of houses are not being built right now. Was at 1.515 million after revision. They thought the consensus and forecast would be 1.35 to 1.4, came in at 1.36. So a little bit better than the forecast, but under that consensus for housing starts. Today we got FOMC minutes coming in, guys, at 12 o'clock my time. It's going to be 2 p.m. on the East Coast, and that is going to be the detailed word for word, the verbatim report of what was said at the last FOMC for the month of January. So that is what we will see there. Our next actual FOMC is coming up in March. We do not have one this month in February. So jump over, check out X marks the spot. Guys, got some good news here. Binance US resumes US dollar deposits and withdrawals for the first time since February 13th, 2023. So, if you had money on Binance.us and you haven't been able to take your money off, you can now deposit and withdraw, but you cannot do any trading as far as I'm tracking. So, but this is good. This gives, Binance.us, they got their peppy smacked by the CFTC, if you guys remember all that stuff. And then now it's they're looking at having a little bounce back of service back here in the U.S. It could be a good move for Binance and a good move for crypto, because now it gives us another option. So DOGE dividends. Elon Musk has said that DOGE is considering sending 5 $1,000 refund checks to U.S. taxpayers. This plan would send $79 million, 79 million households, a total of $400 billion, which is 20% of DOGE's projected savings by 2026. I don't know. Can you guys use $5,000, and where are you putting it at? Let me know in the chat where you guys would put $5,000 at right now. And I don't think we'll talk about that one. We don't need to do that. Let's go check out the news and talk about what's happening here. Here's what happened in crypto today, guys. Today in crypto, Bitcoin's price is raising concerns of possible market manipulation, according to Samson Mao. The U.S. Senate has confirmed Howard Lutnick as Commerce Secretary, and FTX initiated its first round of creditor repayments and set May 30th as the next payment date with an April 11 deadline for claim verification. So I just want to talk and hear about the Bitcoin price movement looking manufactured, guys. We've seen this like sideways grind that Bitcoin is doing, and a lot of people have been talking about manipulation. We'll talk about what that means in a second. Bitcoin price action is raising concerns of possible market manipulation as the cryptocurrency continues trading in a tight range despite billions of dollars in institutional inflows. Bitcoin has been range bound for over 2 months, trading between 92,400 as its support and 106,500 as its resistance since December 18th, 2024, day after my birthday. Bitcoin managed to briefly escape this range when Donald Trump had his inauguration, but it went to 109 and pulled right back down into the range. It's been range bound, maybe manufactured based on the trajectory of the past months. That's the CEO of founder of Pixelmatic. So Samson Mao saying that. It seems like some sort of price suppression. If you look at the price movement, we peak and then we stay steady and chop sideways. And it's good. You can say it's consolidation, but it looks very manufactured. Let's jump back over here to the duo cam. OC, what do you think, man? The sideways price action, billions of dollars. Is the billions of dollars coming in from the institutions just absorbing the selling pressure and everyone's really selling off? Because that can't be the case, can it? I mean, isn't the buying from institutions based on demand of the buyers, right? So why is price going up and then coming back down, going up and coming back down and staying in this range? Is the Bulls and the Bears at a 50-50 standoff? Are we in a Mexican standoff here, OC? What's going on, man?
So, well, we need to understand first that not just volume is a factor for the price rising up, right? Remember, there's demand and offer and demand, right? So, the point here is that you could be having some volume, but as long as somebody is buying and the other party is selling at a given price, the price will stay there, right? The issue, or not the issue, but the disparity comes when one party is not willing to sell. Right. And I think at this point, he's just talking about that. I mean, there's many people that it's willing to sell their Bitcoin, right? I don't know what kind of people is that. I mean, not in the wrong way, of course. I don't know if those are new buyers, because I don't see too much capital rotation between new purchases from USDT and then selling off Bitcoin. Might be midterm investors that are just basically switching their capital, or old-fashioned whales that are just giving away a portion of their old Bitcoins in order to just sell them for a profit, just to stay afloat. I would like to take a look at the Caproli charts. Maybe why? Because of maybe how we're doing with the pressure of selling Bitcoin. Oh, yeah, I don't have it, but it just came to my mind, like what could that path be, right? I'll get it ready in a second. But so far, I think that we're preparing for the next movement. Usually when we're gonna see that next movement with somebody trying to sell a lot of Bitcoin, and we're gonna be seeing that huge price action coming in below, absorbing all of that liquidity, or just staying flat, and then a bullish squeeze to the upside. So either my sentiment is bullish for the most part. I mean, we can even get to 86, 87K, and I'll still be bullish on that zone.
Nice. Yeah. So one thing that I've been watching is you got to remember the price manipulation that everyone says. Shout out to Kelly Kellum, but he made a great point the other day on his show. He said, look, every time you buy or sell as retail, you are manipulating the price. Everything has an impact. And if enough of the people all make the same move, guess what? You're going to have a market sell-off, right? If the institutional money or the big money, we'll call it the whales, if they see that seller price is happening, then they will dump a little bit also to make it go faster. And then when everyone gets into that train, then they'll hit the buy orders, stop selling, grab all that liquidity, and then use that to pump again. So you are part of the manipulation. As if you buy or sell, if you do anything beyond hodl, you are part of the price manipulation. So, great point that he makes there. But I think right now what we're seeing is, a lot of times these market orders, this over the counter, they'll put these orders in so that they don't do a massive price flush, right? Or pump. They don't want to manipulate the price. They want to keep these orders and go, look, we're in a range. We'll set our orders here and we'll buy percentage. And I think that's why we see that level where it gets down to that buy line and then bounces from there. So, but yeah, overall, it does look very manufactured. Price at this point of the bull market should not just be grinding sideways. So, let's go take a look at Chainlink real fast. Actually, can you look at the SPX? And then we'll talk about options, and then we'll come back and do altcoins. SPX, you got that up?
Pulling it up right now.
Awesome. Let's jump over to your chart and check that out. And then we'll come back and talk about the options calls that are happening today on the VIX and why we're seeing some sell-off. So.
Absolutely. So the SPX right here, remember that we've been talking about it for a little while. We haven't been moving at all. And at this point, we're just grabbing onto the chair. Why? Because yes, I know, up or down, right? Up or down. But remember, like Alex mentions, if this, then that, right? So basically, we're looking for any case scenario at this point, although we're still bullish, right? And you can see that reflection right here, as we are mostly expecting a flip of the ribbon. We are preparing for any case scenario. First one being breakout in a little range before either moving up or failing, because we could be having a fake out at this moment, right? The next one, it is just ranging until we fail the trend line here and we go visit somewhere around the money flow POC. You see that this line is just basically forecasting the dynamic reactor. Let me just get rid of it. And also I have two circles in here which are pointing at our possible entry zone, right? Remember, we have two alerts, one at 5,991 and the other one at 6,148. And that is to alert us whatever happens first. At this point, it seems like we want to break out first, but also look at what's happening here, right? It's playing out like in here, and look at what happened right there. Again, a range, right? A fake out because it was a breakout retest, but then we start rolling over downwards, right? And then we did a little range, and finally we went to find dynamic reactor. So that's exactly why we are expecting a possible fake out in here, unless we start seeing our prime score going above 7 or 8. Still, I want to see something happening on the oscillator and not just going sideways and flat, because that usually is going to be indicating that we are going to be rolling over and then going to visit the dynamic reactor. I mean, don't get me wrong, that will be a good entry point in here. But at this point right now, because of Bitcoin, I would like to see SPX breaking up, but still not looking good. Let me try it back to you, Piper.
Yeah, and another point to make there is every time that we break a new all-time high on the S&P, it typically does have a pretty decent pullback, and that's what we had just today. We broke a new all-time high after a 3-day no-trade weekend, federal holiday, and then we got that yesterday market open after that 3-day, and up it went, set a new all-time high. And so today, in line with its normal projection, doing a little pullback also after hitting that all-time high. Let's jump over, take a look at this news article here, and so if I just blinded anybody, my apologies. I can't make these screens black. Options market event Wednesday could mark a turning point for stocks. And guys, remember, this is talking about stocks, but stocks have an effect on the risk on, risk off market, and crypto is still a risk market. So Wednesday could mark a turning point for an equity market that has withstood everything being thrown at it. BTIG's Jonathan Krinsky noted that futures and options contracts on the VIX, if you guys don't remember, that's the thing that I talk about here all the time. when I'm looking at these being down and I go, is the VIX up? That's not a good thing, right? This is the VIX. This is what they're talking about. If we go and take a look at what it's saying here, they expire later in the day. That is today. The contracts for options and futures calls on the VIX expire today. These events aren't as widely followed as expiration days for the S&P futures and options, which have a history of leading to volatile trading as investors rush to close out positions. However, VIX expirations have proven to be an inflection point for the stock market. Over the last year, 8 VIX expirations coincided with a multi-week pause or pullback on the SPX, while 3 coincided with the bottom. So we find that the inflection is often inverse to the prior period's volatility performance. In this case, as it is right now, that would augur for an increase of volatility moving forward. The VIX on average closed at 15 on those VIX expiration days. On Wednesday, it's trading near 15.7. Let's go down and see what else is saying. Stocks have taken signs of stubborn inflation and increasing global trades attention in stride. They hit a record high on Tuesday, putting it 4.2% higher for the year. Dow Jones and the NASDAQ up 4.7 and 3.8% in early 2025. However, these headwinds show no signs of easing, which could mean more choppy trading action ahead. On top of that, the S&P 500 is teetering around its 50-day moving average, dipping below that. It's a closely watched level a few times in the past month. A meaningful break below that mark could lead to stronger selling pressure on top of the VIX expirations today. So bottom line, stocks may not be able to stay at these elevated levels for much longer, and that is not good for the crypto space at all. So OC, based on what you saw in the chart, what do you think now with reading that data and where we are with the 50-day moving average? If we lose that on top of getting sell-off pressure from the VIX, we could see like it said, a few weeks of downside movement. What would that do for Bitcoin? What would that mean for alts? I'd love to hear your opinion on all of it.
Well, it's a little bit of difficult to predict at this point, but I would say that it's going to be dragging the rest of the market, and also Bitcoin is going to be affected. Something that I kind of like it falls into the hopium side of the part. It is that we've been for so long into a Bitcoin range where everything else is being kind of like a moving even up or down, that maybe this kind of like a sell-off on SPX might be already factoring in the range that we are on Bitcoin. Depending on how big of that pullback is, I believe that we're going to be seeing or not that movement. So I'm thinking about something around 3.33% will basically affect something almost around the same, almost around also a 3.3% on Bitcoin. Not that much. Let's compare, for example, right here that I have a measure 333, right? Something around those areas. And then let's just see where we are. So that was Wednesday 18th. So if we go to Wednesday 18, there we go. Look at the measurement that we got here, almost exactly the same. So it was a drop, twice, 6%. So basically, we could be having that 6% drop. So not too shabby, almost exactly the areas where we were talking about, right? Another important factor, it is that in the past, and this is the Caprioli chart that I was talking about, the hash ribbon, we did have a buy signal right here, and we have that movement. But at this point, we saw the miners capitulating right here, but we didn't have that buy signal, which means I would say that going back down here, miners could be again capitulating once again, and then maybe we could be getting another buy signal, which will be baking in the next movement to the upside. Again, I am waiting for that V-shaped recovery right here before we break this pattern. Either if it's to break all-time highs or to make a dead cat bounce. Whatever, I do believe that at least we're going to hit once again 100K.
All right, I can go for that. Let's take a look over here real fast at the heat map. I just want to see how that's looking for us. And then let's come back and let's look at your alts. You got Link and a lot coming up. So let's go to the news cam. There we go. OC's up here with me. What's up, OC? So taking a look here, guys, at what we're seeing on the Bitcoin liquidation heat map right now. I'm looking at this on a 2-week. We do have a lot of heat sitting right up here between 98,826 and $100,000 on the spot. So we do have another one though sitting below us at about 93, and we're just kind of sitting here in no man's land in the middle of the heat map. So interesting that you say $100,000, because that would be where a majority of the liquidation heat is sitting at, and that would be in the top of that range that we've been talking about here over on this here. Well, that's just coming in like 103 at 100,000. We do have the quantum reactor, slow mover and fast mover quantum reactor coming in right there at 100,000. So that would be a pump up to that. And the rejection question is, if we got above that, would we actually come in on Bitcoin, hit that level, hit that liquidity, come back down, bounce on our point of control and dynamic reactor, and then set us for more upside? That is what remains to be answered. So, OC, let's kick it over to your chart. Let's take a look at these altcoins and see what you got going with Link and stuff, bro.
Absolutely. Let's get started with Link here. Link, remember that we were talking about a possible dangerous zone in here. In fact, I mark it here, dangerous zone, right? So danger Will Robinson. Nonetheless, there we go. It's playing out very nicely. Something important that we need to understand is that we are still below the zero line, which indicates me that we most likely are going for, and let me just hide this because shout out to Chart Prime. Look at that automated pattern detection. It's not about your breakout, it's about your retest. So possible target 1873. If you did took this trade based on yesterday's video, guys, not financial advice, but I would friendly suggest to move your stop to entry and just let it be, right? Why? Most likely we're gonna go a little bit higher up here, and then because we're breaking out of a pattern with a big body candle and we're still below the zero line, most likely we're going to go for something like a double bottom on your oscillator, which might be taking us farther back down. There we go. And let me update because I still follow, or I still come on, I'm still along with this same V-shaped pattern here. So once again, this half of a position is playing out, but right now it's retracing. Be very careful. I'm giving you guys the warning right now. All right, so don't go unwarned. Then let me go over, where was it, near, if I'm not mistaken. I was talking about near with Alex or Crypto yesterday on Chart Prime's class, right? Something that I was expecting first, it was a rounded bottom, because we also talked about it here in Piper Academy, which, remember, I was looking for a rounded bottom with a breakout, then breakout retest and continuation. This one did not play it out, but instead, remember, I'm forecasting these patterns, right? I'm trying to see what is fitting the description of the movement, and then based on that, start predicting my possible scenarios here. So look at this. This is looking like, and let me just invert it. Let me see. I know you love this kind of patterns. Piper, what do you see right there?
That would be a cup and handle. Oh, actually, that would be an Adam and Eve. No, that would be an Adam and Eve. Yes. Sorry, I had to look at it a little bit closer.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's a little bit too small. Let me just fix that for you guys. There we go. Yes, an inverted Adam and Eve, which will make it an Eve and an Adam, right? Which usually indicates in this case that because the V-shaped recovery is right after the rounded bottom, we could at this point be predicting an explosive movement. Guys, remember that with trading, and this is a rule even written or written down on literature, that a pattern, it only is a pattern when it starts taking its neckline or its breakout. All right, and even then, remember, it has a chance to play it out. At this point, I'm forecasting this analysis to start preparing. All right, do I have a support in here? It looks like it. Maybe can I go a little lower? Yes, and that will fit much better not only my trend line, but also the description of an Eve and Adam, or Adam and Eve, right? Where the V-shaped recovery is a little bit steeper. Nonetheless, what could we be doing? How can we trade it? Well, use your indicators at this point. Do we have a support? Absolutely, we got support. Look at that, beautiful. So what is up next? Well, remember that we set up an alert at 329 for when we start moving upwards. For me, when we start breaking this line, the V-shaped recovery, it's almost imminent. It has something like an 80% of playing out, right? So if we hit this trend line, most likely we're going to go for that V-shaped recovery, and we could, if we see the money flow jumping back up and breaking through that zero line, we could be taking advantage from this trade, or better yet, this explosive trade. All right, so that's what I got on near. I still got another ones. Let me throw it back to you, Piper, and then I'll pick up what I left.
Yeah, we had a question about, can you explain the Adam and Eve? So there's an Adam and Eve, and it can be inversed. It can be the rounded part and then the spike, or it can be the rounded, the spike and then the rounded part. But a bearish Adam and Eve is when it's an Adam and then an Eve, right? And then it bears down. Where on this sun over here, we're seeing that this is the inverse of the bullish one. So that's what he's talking about there on that. Just wanted to break that down for you. OC, let's go ahead and wrap up what you got, and then we're going to try to redirect here. I got a lot of things going on today and a busy day, so just wanted to touch on the VIX today and show what's going on with Bitcoin and why we could see some pullback. So let's go finish up what you got on some altcoins.
Absolutely. So let's take a look at virtual here. Virtual, we are basically on entry zones. I have taken this entry. It is a dangerous entry here. So Danger Will Robinson, man, I hate that they canceled that series. I loved it. But nevertheless, I remember that our best entry, it is right here on the 0.79. This is a half of an entry pointing here, right? Be careful with this movement. Why? Because at this point, we are longing the bear market. But something important that I'm looking at this point, and let me just bring it up. Oh, where is it? There was an order block in there. Oh, not an order block, sorry. A predictive line in here, a predictive range, which is purple. Let me show it to you. So usually purple predictive ranges create very dramatic responses. All right. So not only it is right below my previous range, right? Because if I look at this like a range, oh, come on, like a range, let me show it to you. If I grab this low, this low, and this low, like this, and then maybe put it like that, well, then I can still have a V-shaped recovery, which usually fits the description of a Wyckoff pattern there. So let me show it to you very quick before we continue. Here it is. Oh, sorry about this. There we go. Much better. And this is what I'm looking for. A spring, all right, which is usually lower than the previous V-shaped recovery, or even within the previous other zones in there. So virtuals in an entry point. Be careful still, have an entry. This is another code that I'm going to be sharing into the Piper Academy. And to finalize this, INA, we're getting there. We're not there yet. We could be jumping in here at any point. Be careful, because remember, our best entry, it is all the way right down here at 362 or 0.362. All right, so just keeping a track of what we're looking and talking about, and that's what I got for the alumni today, Piper.
Awesome. Let's take a look at Solana real fast. Had a request for it here in the chat. Hey, can you guys take a look at Solana? Absolutely, man. Let's go check it out here. So looking at Solana here, one thing that I've been talking about is this former support zone that we've been getting all of our bounces in, and then we lost it yesterday, and I turned it into a resistance zone. I said, guys, your next level is going to be 156.26. And here's why. Because looking at a fixed range volume profile, we really didn't have any gap. We had this one zone right here for volume, and then it just drops down to this zone. And I said, if we lose this area, which is also in line with the monthly pivots, we could be setting ourselves up to go down to the support zone. You can see here we did get a bounce up from that zone of node, that node of volume there, but it came back up and rejected cleanly on the bottom of our resistance zone. So watching it now, we are trying to hold this monthly pivot, but I do think that if we get this zero bounce here, the zero line bounce on the oscillator with this ribbon where it comes back down like that this will be heading down to that 156 to 154 range of support. That's our volume node. And then of course we do have a point of control coming in way way back here on another volume node, the older fixed range volume profile, that would be our ultimate target. I would say take profit here, shoot for your target there off of that rejection on the monthly pivots here. You can see money flow is coming down right now, and that's giving us some very low volume, and you can see the volume lining up with that too. So watch out for Solana. I think that we could see some downside there. That is what we got for Solana, guys. Going to be jumping over to check out Crypto Blood show right now. I think Randy Hipper's just finishing up. So we'll head over and see Crypto Blood. He's doing some trading over there in H-Bar and stuff. I got a lot of things to do today, but we will catch you guys back here tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We appreciate everyone who joined us today. Don't forget to smash that like button. And if you could, be so kind, if you got anything out of this, share it with a friend, because sharing is caring. We are growing here, and we appreciate the stuff that you guys can do. It's free 99 to do these things right here. Free 99. So appreciate you all. Let's go, man. OC, what do you got for us right now on what do you got for us on today? What do they get if they smash the like? Give us the 411 on it, man.
Absolutely, guys. Just a quick reminder first of all, thank you very much for joining here, and also a quick reminder to click that like button, because if you do, you may get a little bit surprise from me, which is not getting blinded when you see a white screen. Let me show it to you right here. If you're using Safari, it's in the chat, but here it is. Let me just put it here. Yep. I got it here. Put it on my screen. There we go. Do or try dark reader, man. It is just fantastic. I use it all the time and turn or forces black or dark mode into any white background.
I'm checking it out today.
Like button.
I'm checking it out today. If you guys hit the like button, I will quit blinding you with white articles, okay? All right, man. Guys, we're heading out of here. Don't forget to tune into all of the Piper Academy shows. We have 5 live shows daily, Monday through Thursday. 2 of them on Friday. So there you go. Guys, we will catch you all back here tomorrow morning, same time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing you guys the news, the charts, the markets, and everything. You need to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit. Until next time, guys, trade safe. And as always, use some risk management. Thanks for joining us today. Later, guys.
I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling out the wheels flow low.
I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. Trade flag at the soul, train ready. What a line from OCI, from a Mexican spaghetti, yo. Crunch crypto with a deep dive to reject dime. And if you like the visual powered by Car Prime, then you were part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have step, fall back to offline.
We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling out the wheels flow low.
Sound off to get rhythm, the ZTS rhythm. Rip it, Alexandra.
Yeah, that's my alumni, you know what I mean?
That was awesome, dude.